In this video, we have the patch 6.02 notes. What is going on, everybody? It's your host, Sergeant Frost. It's been a long few cold winter weeks, but we finally have another patch notes video. In this patch notes, we're finally getting the Stinger force buy meta addressed with some Stinger changes. And we have a few map changes along with some other notable bug fixes as well. Without further ado, let's hop right into the patch notes. Starting off this video strong, let's talk about the elephant in the room regarding the game's meta, and that elephant is the Stinger. The devs have stated that they feel that the Stinger was overperforming at medium to long range engagements for its relatively low price point. Force buying heavy armor and Stingers on both round 2 and 3 became a meta tactic, and it proved to be way too effective and lacked the appropriate nuance and economic trade-offs. The devs hope that players can occasionally still access this strategy with the Stinger, granted that they have the credits to do so. For the changes, the Stinger is getting its price increased from 950 credits up to 1100, and the damage fall off for the gun has been increased so that it now does less damage at range. From 0 to 15 meters nothing has changed, but from 15 meters plus fall off starts to kick in, where before that was 20 plus. To add on to that, damage fall off is more severe. At close range it still does the deadly 27 damage a shot, but the range damage went down from 25 per shot to 23, making it an additional shot to kill at range. So here's a quick recap and little history lesson on how we got here in the first place. Way back in early 2021, the Stinger was the definition of busted and became arguably the most dominant gun in the game not named the AWP in the first part of that year. The devs swiftly nerfed the gun in several aspects to roll back on some of its prowess, and the nerfs worked because the gun disappeared from the meta for the better part of over a year. Well, everything was fine and dandy until last episode in patch 5.06 when the devs gave the gun a bit of love and buffed it in a couple of key places. It definitely took a moment before the community caught on that the gun was good again, because in the past few months, more and more players have started to buy into the force buy meta after losing a round, and everyone has begun buying Stingers and praying that they can clutch up an eco round win. And that leads us to today, where the Stinger is wildly popular again because of its cheap eco round tactics prowess. And here I am once again to read off the new set of nerfs this persistently broken gun is receiving. In short, these nerfs won't kill the Stinger. It's just going to put it back in its place of being a sneezing distance only weapon where you should only be using this thing to hold an angle up close and spray someone down. The next important thing you should know about in these notes are some map bug fixes and changes, specifically on the new map Lotus. Players will no longer make footstep audio when dropping Lotus B bomb site platform to the fountain. Lotus door volume has been lowered again during the rotation phase. The door should now be smoother when players are next to it. And yes, finally the bug where you could spawn in front of the barriers was fixed. In gameplay system updates, the devs have adjusted the max server rewind limit down to 140 milliseconds from 200 milliseconds. Playing against players with high ping should feel less like you're getting shot after moving behind cover by a bullet fired earlier. Players playing with high ping may start to experience hit registration inaccuracy. These behaviors already exist in Valorant, but the devs are shifting the needle for what they consider high ping to be less generous. We hope that these changes reduces the frustration that players feel when playing against high ping players and continue to minimize the impact of networking conditions on gameplay. The devs mentioned in the notes to help explain this change. If you only play in games where everyone's ping is low, you shouldn't even notice this change. In other cases, the impact from this change will be subtle, and most of you won't notice the difference. That being said, we expect to see the following changes in gameplay patterns. For weapon and social bug fixes, the devs have fixed an issue where Frenzy and Bulldog reload audio was quieter than other weapons in third person. In social bug fixes, they have fixed a bug that caused the voice chat to no longer function when disconnected from the internet for less than 60 seconds. For further clarification, if your internet is disconnected for 60 seconds or less, you will be able to reconnect to voice chat without having to relaunch the game. In social updates, the game is adding in a voice evaluation beta. This is for the North American English region only. Here's a quick statement from the devs regarding this new beta. Last year, we began a background launch of the Riot voice evaluation in North America. RVE will now move into a limited beta phase that will enhance our behavioral reports, data collection capabilities, and improve the impact of our comms-related behavioral interventions. Well everyone, that is all for this patch 6.02 update. Let us know what you think of the new Stinger changes and how it will affect the meta in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed this video, then be sure to drop a like and consider subscribing to our channel. This has been your host Sergeant Frost, and good luck on the grind.